Hi everybody, Dr. Lisa Thompson here of drlisamthompson.com, and I'm coming to you live from my home office outside of Eden Prairie, Minnesota, and welcome to another edition of The Doctor Is In Live. And today we're going to be talking about pain. No one likes to talk about pain, but I'm going to tell you today you got to learn to embrace the pain. And why am I picking a topic of pain today? Well, one big reason is that October is National Physical Therapy Month. Now, I've got a lot of friends who are physical therapists. So if you have had physical therapy, or you know of someone who's a physical therapist, or your loved one has had physical therapy, make sure this month you go out and thank them. They are absolutely awesome. And they have such great ways to help you move and have a pain-free life when you pay attention and listen to what they tell you. And I have nothing but the utmost respect for the physical therapy profession. And today I'm going to share with you a big lesson that I learned back in 2004 from one of my very good friends who's a physical therapist, and what she taught me about pain. And this totally changed my mindset. And I've used this to not only improve my speech therapy practice, but I've also used it to build my business successfully. So let me give you a little bit of background into the story. Now, before we get started, for those of you who are just coming on, make sure that you click the notification button in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. Hey, Dee, glad to have you on the show today. And when you click on that notification button above in the right-hand corner of your screen, what that's going to do is you're now going to be notified by Facebook whenever I go live. That way you and I can sit and we can interact in real time together. So let me give you the context and story behind how I learned to embrace the pain. Back in 2004, I'm working in a nursing home, and it was one of the most challenging nursing homes that I ever had to work in. It was the very first one that I did work in Minneapolis, and I had the opportunity to work with a physical therapist who's a good friend of mine and just incredibly knowledgeable, and really taught me a lot about pain. And one of the big misconceptions that I had prior to really working with physical therapy, oh, you're an audiologist, Tracy? Oh, awesome. You and I need to connect big time, because I also have a big soft spot for the audiology profession as well. So make sure you connect with me after this live show. So I'm working with my physical therapist, and one thing that I always thought was interesting was how quickly physical therapy starts when people have orthopedic surgery, like having a hip replacement, knee replacement. Dr. Doug Firebuzz watching today. I love Dr. Doug. Thank you for watching the show. And what happens is when people are, they get physical therapy within 24 to 48 hours after any type of orthopedic surgery, whether it's hip replacement, knee replacement, ankle, shoulder, elbow. And I remembered asking my physical therapist, I'm going to call her Quinn, her nickname, and I said, why are you guys starting so quick? Don't you need to have time to let the body heal before you start doing anything? And she said, no, this is the time where we need to get involved, because if you don't start working the joint and doing any type of range of motion, scar tissue is going to build around and it's going to be more painful. So you've got to learn to work with the pain and see pain as a sign of healing. It's a sign of growth. Lisa Torres Allen is on. Thank you for watching today. Lisa Torres is awesome. If you haven't been following her on Facebook, you need to do so. She is the dub smash queen. I mean, I can sit, if I need a fix on having just a total mind and attitude adjustment, I just need to go to her and watch her dub smashes. So anyway, I'm just really happy that you're on today, Lisa. And what we're doing today, hey, Joni, glad that you're on the show, is, you have to embrace the pain. Pain is good. You see, Tony Robbins talks about that we will do anything to avoid pain. And the desire to avoid pain is greater than the desire to get pleasure, something we want. So what we need to understand is that pain is good. Pain is a sign of growth. Pain is a sign of healing. So what does that mean for your business? So if you're struggling right now, you're not getting leads, you're not getting engagement, you're not rank advancing fast enough, that's painful. But you have to see that as, what are you going to do now to get growth? Okay, this is your chance to look at where you are, and now you can say, okay, where do I need to grow? Where do I need to stretch? Thinking of that, like range of motion, in exercise. Okay, just like when we're using muscles we haven't used before, when we exercise, we have pain after we use them because we haven't used them in a while. And so we have to sit and we have to start somewhere. All right, and then we gradually add more demands and we begin to break free of that pain. All right, and then pretty soon that pain feels like a burn, and then it's going to feel strong. We have to see it that way, because whatever you fail to use, you're going to lose. And I think so often in business, the minute we feel pain, that first rejection, or we don't get those leads right away, or no one's responding to our content, we want to cut tail and run, or we get that first, someone sends you a negative comment, or they sit there and they do a complaint to your autoresponder saying you're spamming them, or they say you're fake, or you get the ridicule from friends and family who don't understand what you're doing. That's all painful. But now you've got to look at it, I need to grow. And this is all part of the process. This is all part of healing. Think back when you were growing from being a child to teenager to adult. We had those growth spurts where things were painful, okay? But we were able to overcome it. This is temporary. That's the one thing you have to understand about pain. Pain is temporary. Hey, Teresa, glad that you're watching. That's the other thing that I learned from my physical therapist, Quinn. Pain is only temporary. When you're recovering from surgery and from orthopedic surgery, from having your knee replaced, the pain is there temporarily, but eventually you work through it. You get through it. You have to go through those range of motion exercises. You have to have that pain of standing at a parallel bar to learn how to get your balance again. But the more you work, the more you exercise, the more you stretch, eventually you're going to be weight bearing and you're going to be walking again. And probably pain-free after that. That's what happens. It's short term. And we can't sit there and let the short term... Junie Thomas just gave a great quote from Lisa Torres. It says, if you want to get through the rainbow, you got to go through the rain. Absolutely. And sometimes that rain is going to have thunder and lightning. And we're going to have hail sometimes in those rainstorms. But it's only temporary. And you're going to be able to get through it. And that's what you need to understand with your business. You're going to have growing pains. So if you've never generated a lead before, you never, had consistent signups and sales, you're going to go through a pain process of learning how to do a daily method of operation. Then once you've started getting success and you're ranking up, there's going to be, hey Steve, glad that you're watching. Steve's awesome. And when you're going through these steps, all right, as you're going up and having business success, you're going to have different pain levels that are going to come. These are challenges. This is meant to serve you, okay? Like when you're lifting weights, when you're first learning how to lift a weight, you're not going to sit there and lift, 50 pounds on the first try. Not going to happen. You're going to hurt yourself. What do you start with? A 5-pound weight, and then you gradually add more. So all of the pain that you're going through now, even though it's temporary, it's also going to serve you, because now you're going to be able to handle any other challenges that are going to come. It's going to give you the emotional muscle to power through and carry on. So you got to learn to embrace the pain. How many of you today are going to learn to embrace the pain? I want you to leave me a comment. How do you handle when you have pain? Do you tend to cut tail and run? or you're going to go and you're going to muscle through it. While I'm waiting for the responses, I'm going to share with you something else that I learned from Tony Robbins with regards to pain. And that is, we have that desire where we want to avoid pain at all costs, all right? And that desire to avoid pain is greater than pleasure. So what you need to do as as you're going through, you've got to attach pain to not getting what you want. That means you got to have a vision for yourself. That vision has to be so powerful, and it just moves you to a point that the thought of not having it is so painful than actually going through the process and the growing pains to get it. So now you've got to make sure that you're attaching the pain and using pain as a counselor and not a jailer. Now, Jason put a really good point in here. He said, growing pains, experiences to share with others and make you into a leader in your life. Spot on. All the leaders that you know in the industry, those in your company, those who you look up to, they went through a painful process as well. It happens for all of us. Nobody goes through life pain-free. It's how we respond to the pain, how we embrace it, and how we use it to elevate ourselves to make the world a better place. Are you getting value today? Leave a comment and share, or any other questions that you have. I just felt that today this was just something that was really on my heart that I wanted to share with you. And I just want to also ask all of you to say some prayers with me today for those that are going to be affected by Hurricane Matthew down in the Florida and down on that southeastern coast, such as with Georgia and North and South Carolina. For those of you that are going to be in the path of this storm, please be safe. Our prayers and thoughts are with you. So make sure that you say some prayers today for people down there. I've got quite a few friends that live on the coastlines down there in the southeast coast, and I want to make sure, that we're sending them all of our love and support and prayers, because this seems to be a real, there could be some really bad problems down there, damage to property, and it could be, from what I heard on the news, it could be life-threatening. So please join me in just praying and sending good thoughts. Now, if you've got value from this, I want to make sure that you go over and like my Facebook fan page. It's facebook.com/Dr. Lisa Thompson. Make sure you like my fan page. Also, you can also go to my website at drlisamthompson.com. I have just created a brand new ebook, The 5 Online Tools You Need to Build a Buyer's Audience on Social Media, so that you know how to connect and develop relationships with people so that you can get more leads and sales into your business using social media the right way. So make sure you head over there. That book is absolutely free. Hi, Roxy. Glad that you're on. If you're not following Roxy, you need to. She's awesome. She is a huge animal lover. She's got an adorable dog named Scooby, so you got to go and check her out. She's just, I just love looking at the pictures of Scooby. He's so cute. So make sure that you go over and like my fan page, like my website. And remember, what did I tell you about pain today? You got to embrace the pain, because when you embrace the pain, it's short term and it's going to prepare you for something better. So with that said, thank you so much for watching today's episode of The Doctor Is In. Join me tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3:30 Central, 1:30 Pacific, where we'll talk about more strategies, mindset, and tips that will help you be the leader in your business, so that people are looking for you and they're going to find you, connect with you, and you're going to build that buyer's audience. With that said, have a great night, and we'll talk tomorrow.